Hello people of YouTube. Today's video I'll be showing you guys how to fix the ilock problem where you don't see it, such as that. I already know how to go about through the process of fixing it. It's actually good because I deleted my Android lock XT and reinstalled the Android lock, or well, ilock is what I meant. And I was praying that it did do this so that you guys can see that, um, process to go about it. First process is to just simply shut it off. No, that's not what I wanted. Simply shut it off. Let it sit there for about, a minute or so. When it's completely shut off, not during this process. When it's completely shut off. This is a fourth generation iPod Touch 4.3.3 software. If jailbroken, stuff like that, let it sit there. It's let's sit there for a few minutes, well, not few, but like a minute or so. And oh shit, turn it back on. Oops. Turn it back on, and then you will have this. Your iPod might turn on, quicker than mine's. For some reason, my iPod takes like a while. It takes like at least a minute or so, a minute or two. When it didn't have Cydia, it would take, it would be at least 30 seconds from when you see the Apple logo to when it goes back to the lock screen. Okay. And hopefully you'll see that. Just letting you know that's hopefully another process that you can go about to. Wow. That's, one of the other processes you can go about too. If that process doesn't work and you still, let's just imagine that the tap to unlock wasn't there or the slide to unlock wasn't there, whichever one you have. Now, as far as the part where you have the option of tap to unlock, slide to unlock, and no, I don't know, maybe the no might be the same procedures as this, but I don't really see anybody on earth picking the no. Because yeah, even if you know, that's a harder process just to get unlocked. I don't know how to go through that process. One thing I know how to fix is the slide to unlock and the tap to unlock. All right. Now, let's just imagine that the swag or tap to unlock wasn't there. It's still tap to unlock, but I just changed the text color and the text itself. Now let's just imagine that wasn't there. You would turn off your iPod Touch. We turn off now. That's if it's not there. If it's there, hopefully it worked for you guys on the first try. If it's not there, you just turn it off. You would take your iPod Touch. You would go about through the process of syncing, but make sure it's off. Uh, uh, Now don't turn it on yourself. Let it turn on by its own. I don't know if charging, like if you plug it into the USB port into the dock and then plug the dock into the outlet. I don't know if that process works. Didn't try it. I just tried because I was on a computer when this happened, and I did these procedures. And the closest thing I was on the computer is that. So I tried many steps and they happened to work. Now after that, I just I didn't want it to happen again. Next thing you know, it wouldn't work. So I just switched. I deleted ilock. And that's it. You will hear your spring noise. Now, two things to do as soon as this pops up. First thing to do, whether you have slide to unlock or tap to unlock. I have tap, so even though it says slide to unlock when it turns on, it's just, it being laggy and hasn't changed itself yet. You would tap it. It would come up, and you would do your code, and sometimes it would automatically say it, sometimes it wouldn't. How would I better explain this? All right, you'll turn it back on, and pretty much when you turn it back on, mine's for some reason before, now it's kind of catching up to itself. Mine before it would say slide to unlock even though I had tap. So you would tap it. Now let's say you have tap, but it says slide. You would tap it, and then it would come up like that. Or if you had slide to unlock, you would slide it, and it would come up like that. And then you enter your code, and then if you still, like ilock and all of that, it's up to you. You would keep it or not. But if you just had a bad feeling about ilock, you go through Cydia and you would delete it. And I will show you guys what program is also another one, Android Lock. They don't have Android Lock unless you want to pay for it. So I'm gonna you guys show you how to get the sources. The source for sinful iPhone repo.com. That's the source you want to add. Also, things like that. Alright, so hopefully that process worked. Oh, that's not the right password. Oh my god. I know my fucking password. Stupid. It's just one hand, it's hard. Oh, well, not really. But anyhow, yeah. So hopefully those two processes worked. Now, this doesn't mean if it didn't work for that, doesn't mean not to give up. Try these two processes throughout the day. Turn your iPod off for I don't know, like a couple of hours, and then just turn it back on. Hopefully you'll see that. Turn it off again. Come back in a couple of hours. Do the iTunes thing. If iTunes thing doesn't work, I would say turn it off and then plug it into an outlet. I never tried charging, but tell me if that works with you guys. Also, that's that. So I'm gonna show you guys real quick. If you are fed up with the whole Android lock process, iLock process, I'm gonna show you guys to go through Cydia, add the source, and then do it. Now, if you're totally fed up and you just can't take it anymore, and you just want to go back onto your iPod, that's where the restoring part comes in. I'm pretty sure you guys all know how to restore. Now, recommended thought, I don't know, maybe you might have had this problem for like a year or so, and you just left it alone. What I recommend doing is turn it on, plug into iTunes, even though you won't see that's if it didn't work when you plugged into iTunes through your computer. Now, that's if it doesn't work, sync it, and then turn it off or just hit the restore. But if you had songs or movies and music that wasn't purchased through iTunes, you would have to find that music again and drag it. Just have a whole nother music. Just download more music or purchase music or whatever. Now, let's say, for example, you have one song from iTunes. If you have one song from iTunes, you would only see that one song, and that one song would be there when you restore it. Okay, now when you open Cydia, you're going to get here, and you're going to go to Manage Packages. This is if you're deleting the iLock. You would scroll down to I, and you would Modify and Remove. You would go back, and you would go to Sources. This is if you don't have Sinful. You would do Edit. You would do Add. You would type in Sinful, SINFULI, PHON repo.com, and you hit add source. SINFULI PHON repo.com/. Okay. Now you would go into Sinful. No, that's not the one I wanted. You would go into Sinful, and you would do the Android iLock XT, XT cracked. That's a very good one, and you would have a whole new password. You have to enter the password that you had from the ilock. It's a totally different program, and you enter a fresh new password. This one, I haven't had any problems at all whatsoever with the Android Lock XT cracked. Um, Android loader, I think that's the slide thing. When you slide like Android, you can slide the notifications, but it's not that exactly. It's more of like an arrow on the bottom or the top, and you slide the arrow down and you see apps. It's pretty gay. I would recommend going with it. I'm trying to find the one where it's hidden. You still have your apps on the home page, and you can just slide it down regularly. And that's beside the point. You would go through XT cracked, and you would hit install. It would install it, and I don't know if it resprings, but that. But you can't just you have to delete ilock first. Um, I think you have to respring when you delete ilock or when you install it. Then you would go in and you would go in through Cydia, and that's it. So I hope this video helped, and comment, rate, and subscribe.